What is the strangest compliment you've ever received? You're not beautiful, but you can fake it perfectly. Edit. Since obviously it's very easy to fake beauty with makeup, it's probably useful to point out that this was in 2001, before makeup tutorials on YouTube, possibly before YouTube, and that I was a shaved-headed girl whose idea of makeup was rubbing lipstick instead of eyeshadow to achieve the perfect eye infection look. Also, I was a whiny, depressed wreck of 38 kilograms. There was definitely no charm in town. From a girl I met 5 minutes prior to this, you have the face I make on The Sims. Change Sims to oblivion, and a strange compliment turns into a terrible insult worthy of a death vow. I used to have quite thick bushy hair that I got bullied for at school about it quite a bit, so I was always very sensitive about anyone making a comment about it, positive or negative. A Spanish woman in a shop told me she loved my hair and I looked like a lion. LOL, I dunno. It was a bit of an odd compliment, but it made me feel good since no one had anything nice to say about my hair at the time. You look like you're going to be a hot older woman. Edit. It actually got weirder. After I asked him why he thought I'd be hot when I'm older, he told me that it's because I reminded him of his mom, adding that all of his friends thought that his mom was hot. That's when I decided that a change of subject would be best. A girl I know but hadn't seen in a while told me how much she likes my mustache by saying you look hot. Liken that seeing a guy at the gas station and thinking how long can I stare at him till it gets creep house sort of way. Best compliment ever. I once got told I have pretty eyes by some random girl at a dive bar. Normally, I would take this as a compliment. Humble brag, that wasn't the first time I got a rock what features I do have, damn it. Except this particular girl's boyfriend who was standing right there was rocking a shaved head and Doc Martens, so I'm going to assume her love of my eyes was due less to their intrinsic beauty and more their shade of master race blue. That was a trippy moment. I was buying some chips at supermarket and my cashier is this nice older lady. As she's ringing me up, she says in the nicest, most sincere way, I don't know if you've ever been told this, but you look a lot like Macaulay Culkin. I really do think she meant that as a compliment, but as a 21-year-old male who has seen recent pictures of Macaulay Culkin and has not ever done meth, I did not take it as one. Was sitting in a bar in NY minding my own business. It was late, I was tired, and I yawned quite a few times. This random guy I had never spoken to comes up to me and asks, are you from Boston? You yawn like people in movies set in Boston yawn. He was from Norway and I am in fact from Boston. Edit. I do understand this seems like not a compliment to many, but I firmly believe it was intended as such because he bought my friends and I a round of shots after. Two guys were smoking outside of a restaurant as I was leaving with my daughter. One of the guys gestures to my daughter and said to the other guy, that's what your kid would look like if your wife was pretty. I was working out at my school's gym years ago. This young woman comes up to me and yells something like, it's so unfair. No matter how much I work out I'll never have ankles as nice as yours, duck you, before storming off. Also, I'm a guy. My 80+ years old grandma, born and raised in the USSR, on when I grew out my beard for a few months. Your beard is coming in really nice. Like one of those jihadists. Thanks. At my very first college frat party, which I would eventually pledge a year later, I was waiting in the keg line when the dude behind me goes, yo, you smell nice. What is that? Drunk me was bewildered and I think I told him the wrong thing. So sorry. Dude spent the next 6 months wearing Usher cologne before someone begged him to stop. You're like the scarecrow. This kid I taught in preschool said this about me on our last day of school. Later his mom told me he said this because he was going to miss me the most of all, like Dorothy missed the scarecrow in The Wizard of Oz. You're like a dolphin or something. You hardly even breathe from a dive master after a scuba session. It's nice because I used to be a total air pig. Approached by random old lady in the street. Hi, I just wanted to let you know, purple really looks great on you. I'm not wearing any purple. Yeah, but you really should. You're like my rampant rabbit. You don't make noise very often, but when you do it's always awesome, said to me by a co-worker after I cracked a joke. I was at the liquor store, perusing what poison to drink that day, when all of a sudden I got a light tap on the shoulder. Hi, you don't know me but you have a really nice butt. Can I give you a kiss? I just looked at her dumbfounded and said no, I'm a female. A few months later the local radio station had a segment for the weirdest thing a stranger has said to you. Cue above story. 1 free tickets to a fight night. Thanks, stranger. A random girl passed me at the mall one time. We made eye contact for maybe a second. Then she just said nice pants and kept on walking. My roommate said she was talking about my butt, but I like to think I had some sweet pants on that day. My grandma told me I have nice lips. She also told my female cousins to not get any ideas about me. An elderly man sat next to me at a restaurant while we were both waiting for our tables to be ready. He told me that my eyes sparkle the same way his wife's did when they were young. I'll never forget that one. You're the most normal IT guy we've ever had. This came from the HR manager at a marketing company I worked at. What's funny is that I was a software developer, but the company lumped all the computer people together and just called us IT guys. You have a huge head but it's not ugly. It looks nice. In 4th grade, I had a substitute teacher tell me something along the lines of you seem like the sort of person who's not going to make any real friends until college. I'm pretty sure it was meant as a compliment. I used to run a lot. Once a girl told me, your calves are like cantaloupes. Go farther up and you'll find some grapefruits and a banana. I'm a regular fruit salad baby. It wasn't so much of an obscure compliment in itself, but stick with me. H. Can I get your phone number? Me. No. I'm sorry. H. But you're so beautiful, said the terribly drunken middle-aged man at the train station in the middle of the night. Needless to point out, I'm male. It was kinda sweet though. Your legs go all the way up to your butt. No, Sherlock. You're the perfect amount of muscle covered in fat to be a really effective heat source. Thanks. Your cheeks are so soft. I want to cut them off and keep them in jar by my bed. A boy I dated in my teenage years. The first compliment I ever received from a girl was, wow, you have news anchor eyebrows. I like your shorts. They look comfy and easy to wear. From my sister when I started growing out my beard. You look like a handsome hobo. You're cute, but not in the attractive way. Here's one that is memorable in the sense that I get embarrassed and even a bit scared every time I think of it. I was part of the swim/dive team during high school, and a few times throughout the year the girls basketball team would commandeer one half of the guys' locker room. The halves were divided by lockable doors. I did not know this, and the side that had all the toilet stalls was the side that the girls were occupying. So I tried opening the doors from inside the locker room, and they didn't open. Well, that's weird, I thought, then went around to the unlocked door that was connected to the hallway leading to the gym. Surely enough, it was unlocked, and I had to shit bad, so I went without a second thought. The girls' team had no more than 2 or 3 bags lying on the floor and nothing else to suggest that they were occupying a locker room. There was no one in there at the time, so I strolled over to the stall and started taking a shit. No more than 5 minutes later a group of girls comes in and starts talking loudly. The stalls are around a corner and tucked into their own little nook, but still directly connected to the locker room where all the girls are. So basically there are no doors between me and the girls, only the stall wall and the wall that separated the bathroom and from the changing room. I would have pissed myself if I hadn't already peed. I'm basically naked from head to toe, and there's a large group of girls between me and getting back to swim practice. Greatest fears tipping closer and closer to reality. What if one of them needs to use the bathroom? I'm fucked. The whole school is going to think I'm a peeping pervert. Will my parents believe me if I tell them the truth? My heart is pounding, and then I hear a girl walking over towards the bathroom. Pounding harder. How can no one hear my heart pounding right now? I swear to fuck it's deafening, I thought. Then like the voice of an angel I hear time's up. Let's go ladies or something like that. And the panic finally starts to settle, but only a little. Then I waited for all of them to leave and ran to the edge of the locker room. And then stopped and started walking as I walked out into the hallway to try to avoid looking suspicious, and then back into my half of the locker room and breathed a sigh of relief like never before or since. The part that I still think back to today is that one girl at the end of the hallway saw me walk out of the locker room. Were there rumors spread? Did she even know who I was? What if everyone started to think differently of me but never told me? I might never know, since I don't talk to anyone from my high school these days, but it still makes me uncomfortable to think about.